went through a little conversion during my time in high school, and I went from just kind of my faith as being something I kind of did every once in a while, like we went to church, maybe we didn't really matter. But when I met the Lord, it changed my heart, and I wanted to go be with Him every weekend. Similar to you, day in or weekend and week out, we're here worshiping the Lord. Maybe we're here, I don't know, because we have to be here. Maybe we're here because we want to be here, because we love the Lord. But what I started to realize only when I looked back at my life during that time, I was kind of coming a little self-righteous. And I think we only see that when we look back, right? We're never seeing the self-righteousness in the very moment. And so I would love to come to Mass every Sunday. But there was 2 Sundays that I couldn't stand coming to Mass on. And what 2 Sundays were those? Christmas and Easter, right? So you're with me, okay? And why couldn't I stand it? Because all the rest of the people who never came on those 2 days, right? And I was so mad about it, right? I had to get there early, which I never got there early, right? Got there like 5 minutes before. Now I had to get there at least 30 minutes before, or maybe an hour before. They always took my seat exactly where I wanted to sit, right? The parking lot was crazy, you know? I was like, go away, you guys don't come anytime, you know? And that was in my heart. And I called myself a converted person. But my heart wasn't really converted, was it? Was my heart really prepared for Christmas and Easter if I came to those Masses all pissed off, right? Maybe you're there too by the laughs, okay? I wonder though if not this season, what we've been doing this whole season is preparing, Preparing for the unknown, preparing for that great unknown, preparing for our hearts to know it. On Christmas, that we could know this Jesus and that we could welcome Him into our lives. But what does Jesus look like? He certainly comes to us in blood and wine on the altar in the Eucharist. He certainly comes to us in His Word. He certainly comes to us as a very cute Jesus, 7-pound, 3-ounce baby Jesus, right? Little tiny cute thing, right? But does He not also look like the person who stole your seat, right? Does He not also look like the person who took your parking spot or caused you to be late? Does He not also look like that family member who we don't want to talk to? Does He also look like that person that we're still mad at from last Christmas? How prepared are we to welcome the King of Glory? Our psalm so beautifully today, let the Lord enter, who is the King of Glory. Let Him enter. Bring Him in. But where is He coming? And if there's no place in our hearts still after 4 weeks of Advent, I think we've missed the beat. I think so many times in our Christian life, we think that the preparation is for us. Like, I spent this whole time so that I could have an awesome Christmas. But in fact, the Christian life is never about just what it could be for us as individuals. The Christian life is always a preparation so that we could receive Christ into our lives. But that's not the end. The Christian life has to propel us to give Him away. It has to propel us to see Him in others. It has to propel us to want to love Him, especially in forms to which we weren't expecting. And I think that that's what Christmas is all about. That Jesus comes in a very unexpected package, right? He comes as a gift that we don't really know that we expected Him like that. That the Virgin will conceive and bear a son. This was very mysterious to the Jewish people, right? They weren't expecting Him to come like that. They were expecting Him to come in glory, maybe from the heavens, and just appear and to eradicate all of the things that were wrong, to kick out the Romans. But He comes looking much different. How is Jesus coming this Christmas into our lives? And are we prepared to recognize the King of Glory? That's why I think today the church gives us these 2 beautiful people in today's gospel to reflect upon. Mary and Joseph. Both of their lives were completely inconvenienced by this thing called Christmas, right? This wasn't something that made them feel all warm and fuzzy inside, but it was something that radically changed their lives. It was an invitation that said to Mary and Joseph, will you put your life on hold for a moment to welcome the Lord in an unrecognizable package, in an unknown neighbor that you don't really know what this is going to mean for your lives. And for Mary, when she said yes, and for Joseph, when he said yes, those meant some very heavy things for them. Mary could have been stoned by the letter of the law. for conceiving of a child outside of marriage. And Joseph, because of that divorce, could have been really pushed out of his righteousness and his belonging to his community. But because of that invitation from the Lord, he says, will you receive me the way I am? Will you open your hearts to this reality that my being with you could inconvenience your life just a little bit? And both of them said, yes. And it changed the world. It changed everything about it. It was allowed that one, as it said to Joseph, this is Jesus. He's the one who's going to come save the entire world from their sins. And Joseph, looking at that, he says, I don't see much in this for me, but I'm going to do it for them. And Mary, I think, had that same thing in her heart. I don't see much in this for me, but I'm going to do it for them. And these are the two highest saints really in our church, right? Maybe after John the Baptist. The two highest saints that show us the real ideal of the Christian life. As St. Paul puts it forward, he says, you've received the grace of apostleship. What does that mean? To be sent, to give ourselves away for the person next to us, to the unknown neighbor, to the one that we can't see Jesus in, the one who comes in an unknown package in our lives. My challenge for us, my challenge for myself this year is to not look at Christmas or even Easter, right, as times to come all angry about the situation, right? But could we come looking for the opportunity? Could we come looking for Christ in our unknown neighbor who may not be here every weekend with us? But in fact, maybe in our love for them during that moment of Christmas, maybe to look at them and smile and say, welcome to Solano. You belong here. Maybe in that moment, they could go from being people who go just on Christmas and Easter to people who come and feel part of a community each and every Sunday. That's up to us. That's up to us seeing Christ in them, calling forth this unknown neighbor into being a known neighbor, being somebody we know and love in the context of our community. Let's call upon the intercession of Mary and Joseph for that courage, right? That courage to say, like, Lord, I need your grace to be able to see with those eyes of faith the Christ that I can't always see.